The Kansas City Athletics moved to the Bay Area and started playing in the new Oakland Alameda Coliseum back in 1968. The A's brought with them a very young but highly talented team led by the likes of Catfish Hunter, Sal Bando, and Reggie Jackson. Even though the organization has had its ups and downs, the Coliseum has seen some great baseball. Today we welcome you in. It's a day at the Coliseum, brought to you by the Redwood Empire Baseball League. 3 games, 1 day from the home of the Oakland A's. And it's coming up next on APM. You're getting a live look at the Oakland Coliseum. We're in Oakland, California, as APMvideo.com is on the air. And today, from the home of the Oakland Athletics, it's a day at the Coliseum, powered by the Redwood Empire Baseball League, as the Braves and the Giants take battle here on an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. Red Gorman getting the start here today for the Giants. He'll be going up against Braves pitcher who's donning a Giants uniform, and one of the most versatile players on the field here today, Ian Humber. An absolutely gorgeous day, as we mentioned. Our game time temperature 65 degrees, and this event, which started back in 2005, has truly become a family affair. Many of the players are bringing out their sons and daughters for this game. So you get a look at the part of the grounds crew, the puppy here at Rickey Henderson Field. And let's send it down to Steve Reichert for today's starting lineups, starting with Jake Bolter.
Number 9, Brian Meyer. Batting third, number 34, Teddy Weber. Batting cleanup, number 13, Andy Weber. Batting fifth, number 25, Grant St. Martin. Batting sixth, number 8, Nick Burchelli. Batting seventh, number 20, Casey Thornhill. Batting eighth, number 12, John Webb. Batting ninth, number 1, Dean Wedding. Batting 10th, warming into the bullpen, number 24, Red Gorman. Batting 11th, number 5, the Kings runner, Kobe Phelps. Batting 12th, number 5, Joe Wagner. Batting 13th, number 11, Eric De La Torre. Batting 14th, number 99, Jimmy Webb. And let's meet the back crew for the Giants. Let's meet Phoenix Bollinger. Logan Cardenas. Dawson De La Torre. Chase Gillen. And Harper White. That's your visiting Rebel Giants. 23, Danny Keyrose. Batting second, number 19, Ian Humber. Batting third, number 25, Austin Levy. Batting cleanup, number 10, Eric Arenell. Batting fifth, number 3, Caleb Hernandez. Batting sixth, number 27, Nate Heaney. Batting 7, number 31, Joe Min. Batting 8, number 5, Chris Harmon. Batting 9, number 14, Austin Crispinato. Batting 10, number 1, Mike Matheson. Now the Braves back crew. Eric two today, one for each team.
Over here.
Now for the Braves, we have Eric Arno.
Sorry, bud. Right in there. Oh, you're going to throw it. Sorry, you're going to throw it, Caleb.
All right, when we come back, game 2 of 3 from Oakland, California, in the Oakland Coliseum. It's the Giants representing the visiting team taking on the Braves. Game 2 is next. Well, the Braves will take the field. They're going to be led by right-hander Ian Humber, who had a fine game in this event last year. As you get a close-up look at the right-hander, very versatile player. He'll face Moulter, Brian Meyer, and Teddy Weber to start things off. As you get a look at the defense behind Ian Humber, led by Danny Quiros at second base. And the Giants will represent the visiting team as the Braves have taken the field. And our game time temperature 65 degrees on a sun-splashed now afternoon. Game 2 of 3 here. Ian Humber, a 33-year-old who married his beautiful college crush, Nicole. They have 2 children, 13 and 10, Austin and Bryce. Here's a ball hit to the shortstop, and this game is underway as Jake Moulter lines out to the shortstop, and that's Austin Reavy for out number 1. So it didn't take much time to get the first out as Jake Moulter is retired, and now the next batter skies one down the right field line. That's a long run. And that ball's going to be a fair ball. And look at the second baseman going all the way out into deep right field. And Danny Quiros and Brian Meyer has a double. The first hit of Game 2 of a day at the Coliseum. He's a graduate of Arizona State University and has played club baseball for 2 years. So that's going to bring up the third place hitter, Teddy Weber. A welder by trade. His girlfriend, Olivia, and 2 kids, Rowdy and Sedona, are his heart and soul as he grounds one hard to third. That's a nice play by Chris Harbaugh. Throwing on to first, the lead runner moves up 90 feet, but nonetheless an outstanding defensive play. And quickly with 2 men out here in the top of the first inning, Andy Weber will dig in. Pioneer class of 96 takes outside ball 1, played for Coach Damon Needlinger at Santa Rosa Junior College for 2 seasons, followed by 2 years under Coach John, I'm not sure the pronunciation, at Sonoma State University. Took a long break from hardball, did not play from 2003. And the bio got cut off there, so he took some time off, but he is playing in a day at the show. Andy Weber, cleanup hitter. He bats with a runner at third and 2 outs. And a cut on and miss, and Ian Humber picks up his first strikeout. That's a big strikeout because he had a runner at third base and 2 out. After a half, the Giants nothing, the Braves coming up. All right, Red Gordman, who actually got to the stadium a little bit late, and it'll be interesting to see if he was able to get loosened up. A lot of pitchers like to get to the ballpark at least an hour ahead of time. As you get a look at Andy Weber, the first baseman leading the charge on the defense. And around the horn, that's Grant St. Martin at third base. He's got a very powerful arm, and probably see him at some time on the mound. Jake Moulter anchors the outfield. And young Aiden Wedge, a high schooler, is getting the start in right field. He's got tremendous speed. He might be one of the fastest, maybe the fastest player out there, and he's got a very good bat. Danny Quiros will start things off. Humber, the pitcher, and Reavy, the shortstop, will follow here for the Braves here in the bottom of the first inning against Red Gorman. And both these pitchers throw pretty hard. Red Gorman definitely a hard thrower. He is not a pitch-to-contact kind of player. Danny Quiros just trying to get something going. And a swing and a miss. Ian Humber, the manager of the Braves here today. And Jimmy Wells, who's hitting down in the lineup, is managing the Braves here today. Quiros, 31-year-old. He's got two baby girls, Sienna and Serena. Owner, Bambino's Barbershop. So he's self-employed, and one of the reasons I think Ian Humber put himself and Quiros at the top of the order, these guys do a great job of getting on base. They can be selective up there, work a walk, and right on cue. Danny is aboard with a leadoff walk to start the home half of the first inning. And now starting pitcher Ian Humber. Ian says he enjoys coaching sports and helping out the local little leagues. He goes after the first pitch and lines it to center field, and Jake can't make the play. It gets by him. Here's Wedge coming over, and here comes Humber. He'll stay at second, but the run will score as the ball gets away from the first baseman. Ian Humber with an RBI double, and just like that, the Braves lead it by a score of 1-0.
Batting third, number 25, the shortstop, Austin Reedy.
Now 26-year-old concrete and underground worker Austin Reevy. His walk-up song was Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, right-handed hitter, and he swings and he misses. Getting the start at shortstop here today. 1-0 Braves. We're in the home half of the first inning. So a leadoff walk to Quiros, and Humber with a line drive RBI double just out of the outstretched glove of Jake Moulter in center field has produced the first run of the ball game, and the Braves lead it 1-0. 0-2 is the count on Reevy. Arenal is on deck. The 0-2 pitch to the third place hitter, and now just a quick glance at a very speedy Ian Humber, who's got a sizable lead at second base. And the 0-2 pitch to Reevy. And strike three called on the outside corner, caught looking, and that's the first punch out of the day for Red Gorman. Eric Arenal, 29-year-old electrician, pickoff move, and that was a close play. As the shortstop drifted in there, Derek De La Torre. First pitch, a hard fastball. I would imagine Gorman's got to be gearing it up maybe around 80 miles an hour here, maybe a little better than 80. There goes the runner, and it's swung on and fouled out of play. So Eric Arenal, 3 children, been playing in the Redwood Empire Baseball League for 6 years as he dumps a single into right field. Here comes Humber around third. Here's the relay to the plate. It is not in time. Eric comes through with an RBI hit, the second RBI hit of the inning. And just like that, the Braves lead the Giants 2-0. And very appropriately, Eric's son comes out. He's the bat boy. Also named Eric. And now the batter's going to be Caleb Hernandez, hitting in the number 5 spot. Runner at first, 2 runs in. We're in the home half of the first inning. The Braves 2, the Giants nothing, at a day at the Coliseum. A 3-game, 1-day event. We're in game number 2 and our 12:30 start time. So Red Gorman has given up a walk. He has struck out 1 and nearly beheaded Caleb Hernandez there. Hernandez, 38 years old. He's got a boy and 1 girl on the way. And we were told he was a Mexican League legend. He jumped ship to the Redwood Empire Baseball League 2 years ago. He's a boss at an electrical company as the runner takes his lead, and the high fastball. And there was some gas behind that one from Red Gorman, who is trying to settle in here, and he's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hernandez. Let's see if he goes with that high fastball again, the 2-2. And the runner goes. He did go with the high fastball, and the runner elected to stay at first, and the count is full. Nate Eady is on deck for the Braves, who have scored twice here in the first, and that's way inside. That'll be the second walk issued by Red Gorman, the starting pitcher here today for the Giants. Now Nate Eady. Nathan, a workaholic middle-aged guy from Santa Rosa, came out of Little League retirement at the age of 35 to become an MVP catcher in the REBL 35 and over age division. Retiring to focus on his amazing boys. Dylan is a Marine recruit in San Diego. Preston, his other son, is an All-American 10-year-old, and to enjoy the single life. That's what it says. And he's up there with runners at first and second, 1 out. We're in the bottom half of inning number 1, a day at the Coliseum on apnvideo.com. Pitch. I got a piece of him, and the bases are loaded, and this has been a tough first inning for Red Gorman. Now, Gorman is the kind of guy, as we mentioned, came in a little late to the ballpark. As Joe Nin bats for the first time, father of 2 wonderful kids, Max and Stella, and has a big passion for the game of baseball. He is a general construction company owner, and small business owner. He's up there with the bases loaded, and there's a strike. Gorman, I don't know if he had enough time to really get loosened up, because he has struggled here. He has walked 2. He's given up 2 hits, and he has hit a batter and giving up 2 runs so far. But comes right back to Joe Nin and gets ahead 0-2. But he is the kind of guy that, I mean, you may get to him in the first. He's the kind of guy that can shut you down for the next 4 or 5 innings and allow his team to get back into the ballgame. Then with 1 out and the bases loaded, and there's that big, strong fastball that missed outside, 1-2. I know a couple of years ago we did have a radar gun here at the Oakland Coliseum, and it'd be kind of nice to know exactly how hard Red Gorman is throwing. The 1-2 pitch, and it's low and inside, and it's 2-2. Jeff Lowry with you, apnvideo.com. Joe Nin, the 7th hitter to come to the plate here for the Braves against Red Gorman, the starting pitcher. As he works out of the stretch, bases loaded, 1 out, 2-2. And that one almost got Nin, and the count is full. So he got ahead of Nin at 0-2, now has run the count full. He needs a strike, and he got it on a delayed call. Second strikeout, and both of them have been looking, and Chris Harbaugh will try to do something with the bases loaded, now 2 men out. Harbaugh, also a pitcher, 33 years old. He has 2 kids, 5 and 2. And he is a scaffold builder. Been in the Redwood Empire Baseball League, now enjoying his 3rd season. Going up against the hard-throwing Red Gorman. We're in the home half of inning number 1. Did not get the call that time. 2-0 Braves, bases loaded. Ouch. And he hit the batter. That's the second one he's hit. That'll be an RBI for Chris Harbaugh. And Eric, who had an RBI single earlier in this inning, will score, and it's 3-0 Braves, and that'll bring up hard-hitting Austin Cristondo. Drives a truck for his family business. He's been playing in the Redwood Empire Baseball League since 2017. No balls, 1 strike to him. Yeah, it's been a long bottom half of the first inning. I know Red Gorman would like to take a breather and get his team into the dugout. That one is out of play, and Austin is down 0-2. Good hitter at the plate here. With the velocity Gorman is throwing, you might want to see Cristando maybe try to go the other way. And he might have tried that time. Popped up, a long run, and no one's going to get there. So again, a two-strike pitch coming up to Austin Cristando. And that one is sent back and out of play. Teddy Weber doing the catching duties here today for the Giants. Another two-strike pitch. You saw Red Gorman, a close-up look, and here it is. And Cristando is really running up the pitch count, which is over 30 in this bottom half of the first inning. May have tried to come back with a slider. Now I would expect the good Gorman gas here maybe on the inner half. No, they're setting up on the outside. The 1-2 offering, 2 out. And the base is loaded, and this one is popped up. Another opportunity. No, it's going to go back into the crowd. And again, Gorman dealing 2 strikes. The 37th pitch of this inning, and that one is out of play. And Cristando really, really running up the pitch count here on Gorman. 3-0 Braves. Bases loaded. And that's high. And the quick throw down. I think they got him, and they did. I caught stealing. And an outstanding job by Andy Weber. And Gorman very appreciative as the Giants head back to the dugout, trailing 3-0. Oakland Alameda Coliseum opened up in 1968 for the Oakland A's. I think it's a great story as you get a look at Ian Humber. He'll be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Giants, even though he's donning a Giants uniform, and he'll set his sights on Grant St. Martin. This is a guy that's got he's kind of like a Scotty Rowland. He's got a cannon down there at third base, and we'll probably see him in this game at some time on the mound. He's in his 3rd season in the 25 and over National League. Prior to the Rebel baseball, Grant went to high school at Anali High School in Sebastopol, California. Grant then played collegiate baseball at Sonoma State University and William Jessup University. Played 3 seasons at Sonoma State, where he was a utility player who set the freshman home run record at SSU with 7 bombs. And he sends one into the air, right field, playable. And Cristando juggled it a little bit. No, that's Matheson, and there's one down. So Grant St. Martin is retired. Here's Nick Vercelli. 13 years in the Redwood Empire Baseball League, 05 AL Rookie of the Year. In 2010 and 2012, he was the home run champion in the National League, of the Redwood Empire Baseball League, and he's won 4 REBL championships. Previously known for throwing his helmet after a strikeout, but since then, he says he's matured a lot. He's also known for preferring to play whatever outfield position is closest to the dugout. He's down a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guaranteed to suffer from a hamstring injury 75% of the season. Sounds like me. One of the main reasons I quit playing. And his favorite quote, "I like dogs more than people." Well, that sometimes does apply. And that's a high pop-up. Ian Humber in foul territory, and he will make the two-handed grab. And he has set down 4 in a row and 5 of the first 6 that he has faced. Now, one of the mainstays of this outstanding 3-game, 1-day event, Casey Thornhill, 45 years young. He's an Aries. He says he's spicy. I don't know what that means. I may not want to know. Came into the Redwood Empire Baseball League in 2016. He was Rookie of the Year. Casey earned 3 varsity letters in high school for cricket. He also led his cricket team to 3 state titles. He grounds one up the middle, and that is the second hit of the ball game for the Giants. And that'll bring up John Wedge. 51 years young, played high school baseball at Live Oak High School in Morgan Hill, California, where he was an all-league his senior year, all-league senior year of high school, and he takes ball 1. 2 out, runner at first base. Casey Thornhill extends the top of the second inning for the Giants with a base hit up the middle. John Wedge up there, and he's trying to extend the inning for his son Aiden, who will be going into his senior year at Cardinal Newman High School. Here's the runner going down to second, and the head-first slide and the safe. Well, if you're the Giants, you'd like to at least maybe pick up 1 run here after giving up 3 in the bottom of the first inning. And you got hard-throwing Red Gorman planning on coming out for inning number 2 on the mound for the Giants. So John Wedge ahead in the count after the last pitch by Ian Humber missed way outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That's way inside, and it's 3-1. Aiden Wedge on deck. He would represent, should he get to the plate, the tying run. The 3-1 with 2 out, and that is low ball 4, and Aiden Wedge does indeed represent the tying run as he comes to the plate with 2 out and runners at first and second. 3-0 is the score here. Giants batting here in the top of the second inning, and the Braves lead it 3-0.
Oh, come on.
Well, somebody didn't like the call. So Aiden up there, finished 27th in the nation in the spring. Not sure what that meant. Here is a high fly ball hit back into deep left field. That ball's going to be over the head of the left fielder. 1 run is going to score. Here comes his father, John, around third. And here comes Aiden Wedge in with a 2-run triple. And we got a new ball game. It's now 3-2 as the deficit cut to 1. So the young, well, I was going to say, I would assume 17 years old now. And here's a line drive that's going to be corralled by the second baseman, Danny Quiros, to retire the side. But Aiden Wedge with a 2-run triple to left field puts the Giants back in the ball game. They trail 3-2. We go to the home half of inning number 2. Austin Cristando will start things off. He was at the plate when Chris Harbaugh was picked off on a great throw by catcher Teddy Weber. As we go to the home half of the second inning, the Braves batting, and they lead it now by a score of 3-2. And hopefully after a 38-pitch first inning by Red Gorman, he's warmed up and ready to throw some goose eggs up there on the board to give his offense a chance to maybe get back and take the lead here. That is an awful lot of pitches to throw in that first, and he's falling behind 3 balls and no strikes on Austin Cristando. A 4-pitch walk to start the second. He has hit 2 batters and now has walked 3. And that is in a inning plus with Mike Matheson, the right fielder. And the first 5 pitches of this inning have been out of the strike zone. But again, Gorman, he's kind of like a Jack Morris. He may give up a few runs early. And he has the ability, especially with that power fastball, to throw up a lot of goose eggs and allow his team a chance to fight back into the game, which they did thanks to the 2-run double or triple by Aiden Wedge in the top of the second inning. That is a strike. 2-1 on Matheson. The pitch. And he went after the high cheese there, 2-2. That is a pitch probably that Matheson has to be disciplined enough not to go after. Gorman throws too hard. And Red now has run the count full at 3-2 on the speedy Matheson. He grounds one towards the shortstop. They'll go 2nd-1. I don't think they'll have a chance to turn 2, and it'll be a fielder's choice.
Number 23, Danny Hero.
A nice job by the shortstop, Derek De La Tour, who was in this game last year. Danny Quiros started that 3-run first inning for the Braves as he walked and came around the score on the RBI double by Humber. He grounds one back of third. Here's St. Martin, and there's that Scott Rowland-like arm as he fires to first base. Outstanding play for out number 2. Matheson will move up 90 feet to second base. But what a tremendous play there, and now the batter will be Ian Humber, the starting pitcher. 2 out, runner at second. Braves at the plate here in the home half of inning number 2, leading it 3-2, and a duck on the pond here for Ian Humber, who had an RBI double back in the first inning. And he skies one, shallow center field, and it's dropping in front of Wedge. He's going to come up firing. He overshoots the catcher, and Humber is going to be at second base. That's an RBI single.
Now batting number 25.
I don't know. I don't think you give an error on that because the throw did come to the plate. And so the second RBI hit for Ian Humber. And the lead is back to 2 at 4-2. And here is Reavy, the shortstop. He takes a strike. So Mike Matheson scoring on an RBI hit. Humber 2 for 2 with 2 RBI at bats. Reavy was struck out looking in the first inning. Humber has walked 3, he's hit 2, and has struck out 2. 2 out, runner at second. With the Braves leading the Giants here in the home half of inning number 2, 4-2. And this one walloped into right field. Looks like it's playable, and it is, and that'll retire the side. Nice play in right field. Braves get another run. We've got 2 full innings in the books. And the Braves lead the Giants. A day at the Coliseum brought to you by the Redwood Empire Baseball League. And one of the true fan favorites, and I'll tell you, one of the most versatile hitters, a guy that can hit to all fields, Kobe Phelps. And we're going to see a new pitcher on the mound here. And coming in from shortstop, after Ian Humber pitched 2 innings. And it's going to be number 25, shortstop, now pitcher Austin Reavy. So Humber goes 2. He gives up 2 earned runs. He struck out 1. He walked 1 and gave up 3 hits. So now Reavy against Colby Phelps. Came into the league back in 2001, playing in his 22nd season. He has won 6 REBL championships, and a guy known for his clutch hitting and an overall resemblance to George Brett. As he says, except for the belly and the frontal region. But he does have kind of a George Brett batting stance, and this is a guy that can take the ball to the opposite field. He'll hit it up the middle. I don't want to call him a spray hitter, but he can hit to all fields. As he does here, and right on cue, he lines a single into left field. That is the 4th hit of the day as Phelps leads things off here in the top half of the 3rd inning. And the batter is going to be John Wagner. Pitches, catches, plays the infield. Might be one of the oldest players to compete in younger divisions within the NABA and MSBL leagues. And John Wagner, fueled by Mountain Dew. Top of the third inning, Giants batting and down by 2. Wagner representing the tying run. Kobe Phelps with an opposite field single to start things off. Here in the top of the third. De La Torre is on deck. Then the final hitter in the lineup will be 14th place hitter Jimmy Wells, the manager of the Giants. Braves got 3 in the first, 1 in the second. The Giants countered with a 2-run triple by Aiden Wedge, who will be a senior coming up this fall. And Wagner with a good eye. That's a good take right there. John grew up in San Diego, played for Miracosta College, where he led the league in hitting and stolen bases, and then went on to play at BYU and San Diego State. Well, he had a good eye on several pitches by Reavy, and he draws the walk. And now the tying run is on base at first. And now Derek De La Torre, 38 years young, been in the league since 2007. He is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner and won his first REBL championship in 2021. Here's a shot out in the center field. Cristondo with a long run, and he will make the catch, and that's a big first out right there for Reavy. That'll bring up Jimmy Wells, the manager. Of course, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, self-employed handyman, father of 2. James III, 19, and Easton, just 4 months. You saw him in the pregame engaged to Lindsey Perez. He managed the AL Angels to a championship in 2016 and won another one in 2021. Got a piece of that one. Won that one with his current Continental League Giants, 11th year in the league, 4-time second-team All-Star. And he shoots one down the right field line, base hit. That should produce the third run of the ball game. And, whoa, a quick throw down the third, and they got him. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm surprised that Kobe did not score on that one, and Ian Humber, an outstanding play in right field. So there's 2 down. Jimmy Wells will be credited with a base hit. That is the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the 5th hit. And we go back to the top of the order as we turn the order over, and Jake Moulter, who lined out to shortstop to start the ball game back in the first. Still 2 men on, runners at first and second, the tying runs. And Moulter up there with a chance to tie this thing up. Nice breaking pitch, and that one caught the inside corner. So Jake Moulter 0 for 1 at the plate. Prior to moving to Mendocino County, he played for the San Diego Adult Baseball League with the Brickyard Cages. I've done one of their games. And in the North Country MSBL with the San Diego Knights. A little bio for you. He started the California Dirtbags organization as he bounces one to shortstop, and the throw will not be handled. And the bases are loaded. That'll be an error on the first baseman. And it looked like the throw had beat Jake Moulter. So it'll be an error on the first baseman, and now all of a sudden the go-ahead run is sitting at first base. The bases are loaded for Brian Meyer. He made a nice play out in center field or right field to end the last half inning. He had a 2-base hit in the first, but was left stranded at third. And he chops one foul. 5-time All-Star, Pacific Coast Baseball League Cy Young Award winner. As he hits one into right, but playable for Ian, and he makes the inning-ending catch. No runs, 3 left. We go to the bottom half of the third. The Braves 4, the Giants 2. It's a day at the Coliseum. Good job by Reavie getting out of the jam. All right, we go now to the bottom half of the third inning back here from the Coliseum in Oakland, California. Jeff Lowry, apmvideo.com. Eric Arenal drove in a run in the 3-run first inning for the Braves, who lead it here 4-2. Well, Red Gorman back out there for his third inning of work and still throwing hard. He'll be facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the lineup for the Braves, Arenal, Hernandez, and Eni. Arenal, who has been playing baseball since 2017, Redwood Empire baseball, that is. He coaches baseball and is an electrician. Facing Red Gorman to start things off, and a borderline pitch, looked a little outside. Bouncing ball on the next delivery, and that's down to St. Martin, who rifles at the first base, and there's one down. A couple of nice plays by Grant St. Martin. The umpires, Dan Hollingsworth, Tim Suravel, Chris Chandler, and the umpire-in-chief is Mike LeBoy. One up, one down. Here's Caleb Hernandez. He walked back in that 3-run first inning against Red Gorman, who's now in his third inning of work. Well, the Giants have used 2 pitchers, Ian Humber and Austin Reavie. And we'll probably see Reavie come back out in the 4th inning. Home half of the third, Braves up by 2 as they come to the plate. Teddy Weber doing a nice job of keeping that ball in front of him, even though there is no one on base. And a wave and a miss. That good fastball, I'll tell you, you talk about the velocity that Red Gorman throws, and anything really, I think, belly high, you've probably got to lay off of it. That's a big swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 3 for starting pitcher Red Gorman, and there's quickly 2 down. And Gorman may be starting to get into a groove as his team is down by 2 runs here, 4-2. And he delivers ball 1 to Eni, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Gorman has now set down 3 in a row and 5 of the last 6 that he has faced, and that's a strike. Joe Nin hoping for a chance on deck. Nobody on with 2 out, bottom of the third. And he hit Eni for the second time. That is the 3rd hit batsman. And so 1 more, and he will have to come out of the ball game. It wouldn't be an ejection, but he would have to come out of the game as a pitcher. And now strikeout victim Joe Nin stepping into the plate here from the left side, first baseman. Wants to say hello to his 2 wonderful kids, Max and Stella. He owns a general construction company. Batting against Red Gorman for the second time in this afternoon affair. Game 2 of 3 from the Oakland Coliseum, the Redwood Empire Baseball League. And a special thanks, what a job, Kenton Lewis. We got Steve Reichert on the public address, does an outstanding job. That's a strike. That is what you'll hear many hitters say. That's probably an unhittable pitch unless you are guessing that location. And with the velocity, that's a very difficult pitch. And he struck him out. He went back to the well and picks up his 2nd strikeout of the inning and the 4th of the game. So the first goose egg for Red Gorman and the Giants. They'll come to the plate, trailing by 2 on apmvideo.com. Getting a wide shot at Oakland Alameda Coliseum. I really wish they would tear down the Mount Davis out there. That's all that seating. This was a stadium as Reeve is coming out for his second inning. It used to be kind of an open-air stadium, and it was just, great vistas. You see the Oakland Mountains out there, and Mount Davis kind of gets in the way. That's the affectionate term for when they, I guess, brought the Oakland Raiders back to the Bay Area, and they needed some more seating for the football team, and that's why they built it. So Reeve in his second inning of work, he'll be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Giants. As the Giants bat here in the top of the fourth inning, trailing at 4-2. Teddy Weber, the catcher, he grounded out to third. He swings and misses. The ball gets away from the catcher. He picks it up, and the throw will not be in time. That is the first strikeout for Reeve. Andy Weber will dig in. Andy's walk-up song as he lines one out of play. Straight back is Jolene by the infamous Dolly Parton. Good first baseman. And a guy that Jimmy Wells put into that 4 spot because he knows this guy can really rise to the occasion when he gets into RBI situations. You got a runner at first base, and there goes the runner. Here's the throwdown, and it won't be in time. So Teddy Weber, the catcher, steals second. A successful swipe here in the top of the fourth inning. And now Weber with an RBI opportunity. He represents the tying run for the Giants as they bat here down by 2 in the top of the fourth inning. Ready with the next offering. In the air, shallow. Shortstop drifting out, and he will make the one-handed grab. So that'll be the first out of the inning as Grant St. Martin, who flied to left field his first and only time up back in inning number 2. He's made a couple of nice plays down at the hot corner. I hope I didn't offend him by comparing him to Scotty Rowland, who I think is still one of the best defensive third basemen I've ever seen. I mean, in terms of arm strength, I was watching an old St. Louis Cardinal game the other day. I think it was highlights of actually Rowland, and it's really unbelievable just how strong his arm really was. And of course, he just went into baseball's Hall of Fame along with the crime dog Fred McGriff. Couple of guys, I'm not sure. I think if I was in the voting process, I don't know if I would have voted for either one of them. That's, these guys were outstanding players. You can't take anything away from them. I think as this one's bounced foul, third base side, couple of strikes here on St. Martin. I think the younger generation is showing a little more flexibility in putting people into the Hall of Fame. I didn't think Barry Larkin, even though I was a fan of Larkin, growing up in the Cincinnati area. There's probably a couple of others I can't think of right off the top of my head, but you're happy for them nonetheless. I was happy to see Larkin go in and Ron Santo, and that one gets away from the catcher, and the throw down to third not in time. So they've got a runner at third base with one out. Grant St. Martin pops it up, and this is out of play, and he is really battling out there. Running up Reeve's pitch count. And that's ball 4. What an at-bat for Grant St. Martin. First and third occupied. St. Martin represents the tying run, and here is Nick Furcelli. Joined the Giants this season after taking 7 years off. Four-time Redwood Empire baseball champion. He hammers one into left center field. That's a hit. And it's a one-run affair as it gets by the left fielder, and they'll be at second and third. So an RBI double for Nick Furcelli. And now the mainstay of this three-game, one-day event, Casey Thornhill, who had a base hit back in the second inning. It was a two-out hit that helped the Giants eventually would score on that two-run double. Can't tell me that two-out hits are not important. A two-out single, you kind of figured that maybe Ian Humber was going to get out of the inning, and the next thing you know, Thornhill gets a base hit. John Wedge walks, and a two-run triple by Aiden Wedge to deep left field pulled the Giants within one. They're back to within one here in the top of the fourth inning as they trail the Braves 4-3. Thornhill somehow got out of the way of that one. Nate Eney doing the catching honors right now for the Braves. And right now, Casey Thornhill really battling up there. Casey married an All-American softball player who played at Ohio State University, the Ohio State, and he hits one towards second. That's a tough play, and the second baseman with the underhanded flip to the first baseman gets the out. That was not an easy play. All right, here's John Wedge. Wedge with runners at second and third drew a two-out walk that set up his son Aiden for that two-run triple. 4-3 Braves in the field here. And here's a ground ball. That's fair. That ball's down the line. 2 runs are going to score. And John Wedge with a 2-run single has given the Giants their first lead of the ball game. They lead it 5-4.
Johnny Wedge put the Giants out front.
That was a clutch hit. So both Wedge players, John and Aiden, have 2 RBI hits. Aiden had a triple back in the second, and he takes a slider, and that's a strike. So a new game. Giants now lead it 5-4 over the Braves, who had led 3-0 and 4-2, but right now the Braves trail it 5-4 here in the top of the fourth inning. Well, let's see if Aiden can continue his perfect day at the plate. Ouch. Well, that's one way to do it. So a triple and a hit batsman. That's the 4th hit batsman of the game. Gorman has hit 3 on the other side, and now Reavy plunks the senior-to-be in high school, Aiden Wedge, as he heads down to first base. So you got a Wedge at second, you got a Wedge at first, and they will be at second and third after a wild pitch. So they're driving a Wedge into this game. The Wedges have produced 4 runs, or at least has driven in 4 runs, and that's another hit batsman, and Gorman goes down to first base. Well, Reavy has kind of come unrattled after the 2-run single by John Wedge. He's hit the last 2 batters, and the bases are loaded for the dangerous Kobe Phelps. 5-4 is our score here in the top of the fourth inning. It's been a long game, and that's going to be it for Reavy. He goes an inning and 2/3 and has given up a total of 3 runs in this inning. And Kobe Phelps takes ball 1. So Cristando is the third pitcher now used by Jimmy, or check that, by the Braves. And their manager, Ian Humber, who was their starting pitcher today, he went 2 innings. And now Colby Phelps up there with the bases loaded, and he takes a slider inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. He had a wrong field single to left field. Here's one off the glove of the catcher. Here's the throw to the plate. There'll be no play. This ball gets away, and the speedy Aiden Wedge follows father to the plate. And it's now a 2-run miscue, I should say, and the score is now 7-4 in favor of the Giants. Well, that's what happens with the young legs and the good speed. And Colby rolls one up the first base line, and it's going to stay fair. Did he even tag the bag? I don't know. But they're going to call him out, and the side is retired. But 5 big runs come across. We head to the home half of the fourth inning. Jeff Lowry with you, apmvideo.com. Game 2 of this A Day at the Coliseum, and Chris Harbaugh will lead things off here as we go to the bottom half of inning number 4. And here's a shot into deep left field. And Aiden Wedge will haul it in and take care of Harbaugh, who was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, and flies out to left field. That'll bring up Austin Cristando. Takes ball 1. He walked back in the second inning. Bottom half of inning number 4, 1 out, nobody on. And Red Gorman now in his 4th inning of work, and this is what we were talking about when he was struggling through the first 2 innings. This is a guy, I mean, he has the ability to shut you down and give you a lot of innings. His pitch count is a little high. He had 38 pitches in that first inning. And I think he was right around 22 or 23 in the second. I wouldn't be too surprised if he doesn't at least give you a good 5 or 6. Fly ball, left field, drifting back, and now coming in is Wedge to make the play. His second put out since taking over in left field. And now Mike Mathewson, who reached on a fielder's choice and scored. As you get a wide shot of what I think once you're in the inner bowl of the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. Beautiful field. The field's in tremendous shape. It's unfortunate what has going on in the surrounding area. I know the big rumor, I don't think it's been officially, the deal has not been officially made, but I would assume that this franchise is probably going to end up in Las Vegas in about 4 or 5 years from now. Once they get the stadium, I understand that they already purchased the land where they would build most likely a retractable dome stadium like you might see in Arizona. Mathewson up there, 2 out, nobody on. And he draws a walk and showed some good plate discipline there. So he heads down the first. They'll turn the lineup over to Danny Karros, who's batting already for the 3rd time. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braves got out to a 4-2 lead after 2 innings of play. And now trails 7-4 as this one skied to left, and 3 putouts in the inning for young Aiden Wedge. And we are heading to the 5th inning. A day at the Coliseum. It's 7-4 Giants. They're coming up in the top of the 5th inning. Well, the top of the 4th inning, very successful for the Giants as you get a live look at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. It's a day at the Coliseum. We're in game number 2, heading now to the top of the 5th inning. Jeff Lowry, apmvideo.com, and John Wagner will start things off. Well, we had mentioned that he is one of the guys that will play in lower or younger divisions, not lower divisions, but younger divisions in both NABA and the MSBL. And he's got a pretty good record. John, 51 through a complete game win against a tough Tijuana team in the MSBL 18-plus Las Vegas Classic. So this is a guy that can do a lot of things. One of the observations in his first at-bat when he drew a walk was just how finicky he is at the plate. I mean, he's got a very good eye. And going up against Cristando for the second time, ground ball deep in the hole, and I don't think they would have had a chance at him anyway. That's an infield hit, and that's hit number 8 for the Giants, who put up a 5-run spot in that top of the 4th inning to take a 7-4 lead. Cristando, in his second inning of work, now sets his sights on De La Torre. 38-year-old proud father of son Dawson. He's been in the league since 07, and I mentioned it last year, a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. There goes the runner, and the throwdown will not be in time, and Wagner stole that one with ease. That is the 3rd stolen base of the day for the Giants as they bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Well, the first 4 innings went quite slowly as this one has bounced to the right side, and a nice job there by the Brave second baseman.
Now batting number 99, Jimmy Wells.
So Caleb Hernandez stayed down on the ball well. That moves the runner up 90 feet to third base. And John Wagner, and here's Jimmy Wells, the manager. United States Marine Corps veteran. Now serving his 5th year on the board as the Continental League Vice President. Fouled that one off. Our back crew, Harper, Phoenix, Logan, Dawson, Chase, doing a great job here today, no question about it, the back crew. Here's Wells dumping one into right field for the 2nd straight time, and this time it's for an RBI. Well, they've doubled up the score of the Braves. It is now 8-4 on the 2-for-2 afternoon for Jimmy Wells, the manager of the Giants. And we go back to the top of the order, and here's a line shot in the right, and that's a base hit. So Jake is on for the 2nd time, his first hit. He reached on an error and has lined the shortstop. Hit number 9 for the Giants, who now lead it 8-4. And they have scored 8 of the last 9 runs scored in this game. That'll bring up Brian Meyer. He has doubled. He has flied to right field. And a ground ball smash foul, third base side. I don't know if you guys know Josh Wendler in game 1. He made a very long run to get a foul ball. He made the catch in front of those chairs where the Oakland A's bullpen pitchers rest. And this one's an opposite field ground ball. Nice play. Caleb can't make the throw. Well, it took about every ounce of energy just to knock that ball down, and that's 3 straight hits. Second hit for Brian Meyer, and now Teddy. Teddy Weber, the catcher, he's done a nice job behind the dish. The bases are loaded with 1 out. And here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Can they turn 2? They'll go second 1. They will not turn the double play. Another run is in. Jimmy Wells scoring. And it's now 9-4 in favor of the Giants. So give Teddy Weber an RBI on the play on the fielder's choice. Runners are at first and third, now 2 out for Andy Weber. Played for the Sonoma State University and also Santa Rosa Junior College, his college. Unfortunately, I don't know if I did something wrong. The rest of his bio was cut off. I didn't notice that when we were out there. But nonetheless, he's up there. He's the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2. Plays a very, very good first base. He's up there with first and third. 2 runs have come across. 7 unanswered runs by the Giants, and in this one, towering fly ball to the first baseman, and he will haul it in for the final out here in the top of the 5th inning. But the Giants score 2, they leave 2. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, the Giants up by 5. Well, as anticipated, Red Gorman goes the front 4, but the last 2 innings, outstanding. Shutout baseball. And he will now give way to the hard-throwing right-hander, Grant St. Martin. It'll be interesting to see who's the harder thrower. Is it Gorman or St. Martin? They both have electric arms, no doubt about it. So it'll be number 2, 3, and 4. Manager and starting pitcher Ian Humber will start things off, and he takes outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 33 years old. He wants to say hello to his 2 great kids, Bryce and Austin. Bryce and Austin looking on for today's game. Humber, and then Rini and Arenal will start it off here for the Braves. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead after 1. They led 4-2 going into the top of the 4th inning, but the Giants put up a 5 spot in the top of the 4th and 2 more here in the 5th. Here's a ball hit up the middle and into center field. A 3-for-3 day for Ian Humber. Hit number 4 for the Braves. Still a lot of baseball left, though. We do have a time restriction here. It's roughly 3 hours, and he's going to swipe a stolen base here. Well, Ian has been doing it all. I mean, you talk about the 3-for-3 at the plate with 2 RBIs, and you can see just how hard St. Martin is throwing. You may have 2 of the hardest throwers in Gorman and St. Martin in this game here today in the REBL and their age group. That's a called strike. That may have been a slider. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He's bringing it. He struck him out swinging. Down he goes, and the first punch out as Reeve strikes out. And here's Arenal. And now they've got Humber caught up in between second and third. And they'll tag the runner, and that is going to be a caught stealing, and there's 2 down. That was well-executed play there by Grant St. Martin. And now the next batter is Eric Arenal. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI hit, and he pops out the Wells to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, even though there was a single and a caught stealing in there. So we go to the top of the 6th inning here, back at the Coliseum, and now on the mound, Danny Quiros. He is the 4th pitcher used, and he'll be facing hard-hitting Grant St. Martin. Here's a bouncing ball to the right side, and that one is gobbled up nicely, and Caleb throws him out at first base with Joe Nin taking care of the bag over there on the first base side. So 1 up and 1 down, 1 pitch, 1 out. Very efficient. Quiros pitched in this game last year, I believe, for Chelly. Down the line, and what a backhanded play. Throw to first, gets away from the first baseman, and here's Nick heading to 2, and the throw is waiting on him. Well, it's going to be an error, and then they got him down, and it was a heads-up play by the Braves catcher, backing it up, and that was some tremendous hustle right there. So a good job by Reavy backing up the play. It'll go 2-6. And now Casey Thornhill, 1 for 2. Had a key base hit with 2 outs in that second inning, which eventually led, after Wedge drew a walk, Aiden Wedge, the son of John, tripled in 2. And that put the Giants right back into the game. This is going to be a tough play. And really no chance there. And Casey, with good speed, he gets down the line and picks up what has been now the 11th hit of the ball game for the Giants. So we'll see if they can parlay a 2-out hit for the second time by Casey Thornhill into a run. John Wedge, a 2-run single. He has scored twice, and he has walked in 2 plate appearances. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll have our most valuable player interview and presentation of the trophy. Quiros in relief. He is the 4th pitcher used by Ian Humber in this game. Aiden Wedge hoping for an RBI opportunity on deck. And a swing and a miss, and he went after the high heat and came up empty-handed. Giants get a hit, an error, and leave 1. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here from a day at the Coliseum. This is apnvideo.com. The Giants lead by 5. Caleb Hernandez will start things off. Second inning of work for Grant St. Martin. Grant in his second inning of work. 38-year-old right-handed hitting second baseman Caleb Hernandez at the plate. He's a boss for a local electric company, and he's up there looking for his first hit. He walked in the first, struck out his last time up. That was in the 3rd inning. We're in the home half of the 6th. Braves led early, but trailed 9-4 here, and that's a swing and a miss. And that is strikeout number 2 for St. Martin. All right, here's Nate Eney. He's been hit by a pitch, both plate appearances, both by Red Gorman, the starting pitcher. And he is in line for the win because it is an exhibition game. Kind of treat it like an all-star. And St. Martin, I mean, this guy is dealing big-time speed. Gas. And I think he went around on that one. That looked like a hard slider. The pitch. Too high. So stay with us after the game. We're going to have I think we're going to try to get a few more interviews than we normally do. Usually Kenton is strapped for time. That's a swing and a miss. And back-to-back strikeouts, the 3rd punch-out of the afternoon for Grant St. Martin. So the first 2 retired, and now first baseman Joe Nin looking for his first hit of the ball game in 2 plate appearances. And he goes after a pitch that was down and maybe in the dirt, and that's a strike. No balls, 1 strike with Chris Harbaugh on deck. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Braves trail as they bat here, 9-4. And then I want to choke up. Yep, he's going to choke up just a little bit here against this hard-throwing right-hander. The pitch. And that one, strike 3 called. He strikes out the side, and we are heading to the 7th. The Giants lead by 5 on apnvideo.com. And you're watching apnvideo.com and the 2023 A Day at the Coliseum. You're getting a shot of downtown Oakland on a beautiful day for baseball. Here's one of the stars in this game, Aiden Wedge. A 2-run triple back in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. That was the inning the Giants put 5 runs up on the board to take their first lead of the game. He grounds one towards the hole, but cut off by the 3rd baseman, and quickly gets it to first with the respect of the speed of the... He's played a multitude of positions today, Aiden Wedge, but Nice job there by Aaron All. There's one down here to start the top of the 7th inning. Giants lead 9-4. Quiros is in his 2nd inning of work, and he had a scoreless inning, gave up a hit and an error. This one knocked down by Caleb. He'll race the runner to the bag, and Red Gorman is going to be retired, 3 unassisted. And just like that, there's 2 down, and here is Kobe Phelps. He's 1 for 2. He had a base hit to left field his first time up. So Quiros in there for the 2nd inning of work. Wants to say hello to Sienna and Serena. And he owns a barbershop called Bambino's Barbershop. And here's a ball slapped to short. He gets the Sunday hop, and Ian throws him out at first base. And what a very efficient inning for Quiros. 3 up, 3 down, 7th inning stretch time from the Coliseum in Oakland. It's a day at the Coliseum, Game 2. And the Braves are coming up down by 5. I'm Jeff Lowry with APMvideo.com. So glad you guys could join us here. Breeze blowing out to right center field. Get a look at some of the back crew here. We mentioned their names earlier. Dawson and Chase, Harper, Eric and Layla, Preston, Bryce, Austin, and Phoenix. Good job. You know, I got to tell you, as St. Martin is out for his 3rd inning of work, this back crew, all I've seen today, and I have to say in Game 1, too, I've seen a lot of hustle. And that's what you want to see. It's a beautiful day, temperature right around 68 degrees. Supposed to be our high today. And the first pitch is swung on, popped up. Is this going to get out of play? It will. Almost took out a couple of kids here in that suite level down there. As this one is hammered way back into deep left field, he hit it a ton. This ball is going to be off the wall. Short ops the wall. And Chris Harbaugh with a long 2-base hit, probably the longest hit ball we have seen through the first game plus. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, a good start for the Braves. That'll bring up Austin Cristondo. He pitched an inning and a third. And right now, St. Martin dealing to this tough Braves lineup. Runner at second, nobody out. Cristondo at the plate. Played in this game, this event last year. He has walked, he has flied to left field. Bottom half of inning number 7. Giants have scored 7 unanswered runs to take a 9-4 lead. Austin is one of these hitters. I mean, he is going to make the pitcher work. He grounds one to short, could be trouble. Here's Wedge, and a high throw. He throws it over the head of the first baseman. And without a doubt, that'll be a throwing error on the shortstop. So Austin heads down to second base. It's going to be a base hit and a throwing error on the shortstop. And you got runners at second and third for the final hitter in the lineup in Mike Mathewson. He's looking for his first hit. And Grant really wanted that pitch. And a chopping ball. They'll concede the run, but they're going to go to third. There was no force. The third baseman failed to make the tag, and that'll go as a fielder's choice. So the run will score. Credit Mathewson with an RBI. Mathewson has 2 runs produced. He has scored 1. He's driven in 1 in 3 tries, and without the benefit of a base hit. And Danny sends a soaring fly ball to left. It'll be caught out there, Here's the catch and the tag and the throw home. Wells will cut it off. That's a sacrifice fly. That's Quiros' second run produced. And now all of a sudden we got a new ball game. It's 9-6. So Cristondo scoring. Popped up, and that's out of play to the right side. Ian, a perfect 3 for 3. So 6 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. And if you're tuning in and maybe not familiar with this event, we play 3 games one day here at the Oakland Coliseum. These are players that make up the Redwood Empire Baseball League. It's not professional ball, but these guys are wearing the uniform of the team that they play for throughout the year. So it's kind of like an all-star game. And that is cut on and missed, and that's the first time Ian has been retired. And that's the first out of the inning. Now Austin Reavy. He's looking for his first hit. 4th time up for him. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll have interviews, coaches and players, and a high fastball swung on and missed. Reavy has struck out, flied to right, struck out again in the 5th. And takes strike 2 called. St. Martin, I'll tell you, if he continues to make those quality pitches, he's not going to get hit. And he just took out Reavy on what is his 6th strikeout in 3 innings. Well, we go to the top of the 8th inning, and Quiros' day is now done. And here is Austin Reavy becoming the 5th pitcher used. No, I'm sorry, this is Harbaugh, Chris Harbaugh. Chris Harbaugh, 5th pitcher used. Reavy doing the catching. And what a job by St. Martin. 6 strikeouts. He did give up 2 runs in that bottom half of the 7th inning, as the Braves climb back into this ball game and now trailing 9-6 as we go to the top of the 8th. And here is John Wagner, who has walked, single, stolen base, run score. And he's walked again. We talked about the batting eye that he has in recognizing pitches off the hand of the pitcher, and it has really paid off here today. He's had a couple of walks, really kind of, you think about a pitcher working a hitter, and I think it was the hitter working the pitcher in that last at bat for Wagner, who is at first base. Now De La Torre, and he's going to get his 2nd stolen base of the day. 4 stolen bases in total for the Giants as they try to make up the 2 runs they gave up in the home half of the 7th here in the top of the 8th. Starting shortstop, Derek De La Torre. Called strike, borderline pitch, 0 for 2. Batting for the 3rd time, he has flied to left field. He has grounded to second. We're in the top of the 8th inning. And this one is popped up, foul territory, and the first baseman, Quiros, comes racing in the foul territory on the first base side to haul it in. Now Jemmy Wells, who is 2 for 2, a run scored, an RBI. He has had 2 line singles right down the right field line, so he is looking to go opposite field and let that bat head kind of travel a little bit and not do too much. This time he dropped his hands and skies it to center field, and this will be caught. And there is 2 down here in the inning. So Cristondo, who's done a little of everything here today, including 1 for 2 at the plate with a walk and a run scored. And our bat crew continues to show the hustle. We go back to the top of the Giants order, and Jake Moulter. Jake is 1 for 3. He's also reached on an error. talked about his playing with the San Diego Adult Baseball League with the brickyard cages. Check swing roller. Quiros outraces Jake to the bag, and we go to the home half of the 8th inning. From a day at the Coliseum, we'll be back as the Braves come to the plate, trailing by 3. This is APNvideo.com from Rickey Henderson Field. All right, some more of the back crew on the other side. Phoenix, Bollinger, Logan, Dawson. I think I just named these young people, but they have done a great job. Preston, Heaney, and
now pitching number 11.
Well, we got a new pitcher, a two-time Cy Young Award winner, and it's going to be Derek De La Torre. So we go to the bottom half of the inning. Derek De La Torre, two-time Cy Young Award winner. And he'll be facing Eric to start things off. Eric had a base hit, RBI, and a run scored in that 3-run first for the Braves. Remember, they got out to that 4-2 lead at one point, but 7 unanswered runs by the Giants
1-2. Gave
them a 9-4 lead. Braves countered with 2 in the 7th and trailed 9-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Arenal, Hernandez, and Heaney. Ground ball foul, third base side. 330 down both the left and right field line, 367 to the gap. Then extends to 388, asymmetrical proportions here, and then 400 straightaway center field. You can see that 388 marker. And then the stadium, the wall kind of lowers. And look at this long run by Brian Meyer. He makes a running catch. Fine defensive play down the right field line, and the Braves get robbed by Brian Meyer. And here's Caleb Hernandez in the air, left center field, drifting over and making the catch is Jake Moulter, 2 down. So a good start here for De La Torre.
Now batting number 27, Nate Heaney.
Well, Brian Meyer, who made that outstanding catch just a moment ago. This is Heaney, who's been hit by a pitch and struck out. Now let's see it. Brian is due up next inning. Wants to say hello to his wife, Jessie. Here's a ball hit out into left field, and that's a base hit. So Nate has been on 3 of the 4 times he's come to the plate, and now the first baseman, Joe Nin. Runner at first, 2 out. I'll tell you what, after 4 innings of play, if you had asked me if we would see 9 innings in this game, I would have said absolutely not, but we've seen the pitching has gotten better. You got to give some credit to Red Gorman as this one's grounded to short. And there's Wedge, who makes the play to retire the side. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. And I'll finish my thought when we come back on APNvideo.com. Another inning of work for the right-hander Chris Harbaugh. He'll go up against Brian Meyer, who has been married to his wife Jessie for 2 years. Skies it to center field and out. They have 2 dogs, Murphy and Macy, and a cat named Sparky. In his spare time and in a few moments, he's doing things unrelated to baseball. He likes to work on his car, renovate the house, and enjoy time with friends. That's pretty good. So he flies out to center. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Teddy Weber is 0 for 3, but reached on a pass ball on a strikeout or a wild pitch. He also drove in a run. He has scored a run. He has driven in a run, but he's 0 for 3. And done a great job behind home plate. He bounces one into left field, base hit. That is the 12th hit of the day for the Giants. And now the first baseman, Andy Weber, who is looking for his first hit of the ball game. So Teddy baseball at first base, and here's a ball hit down to Quiros. did a nice job of knocking that ball down. Nothing he could do about Teddy. He's at second, but he'll take it to the bag unassisted. 3 unassisted, and now St. Martin. 3 innings of shutout. 3 innings, 2-run baseball. He has struck out 6. And St. Martin is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored at the plate. And I guess you would have to maybe throw his name into the hat in terms of player of the game. I'll tell you, it's going to be a tough decision. Young Aiden Wedge, dad, 1 for 2, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. I was getting ready to say Red Gorman, who started the game, struggled early. How key was it that he threw shutout baseball in the 3rd and the 4th inning? That's ball 4. And Grant has been on base 2 times, both by base on balls. All right, here's Nick Forcelli. And then St. Martin came in, did a nice job, and then Delatorre has a shutout inning to his credit for the Giants pitching staff. Fly ball left, and Ian Humber will make a nice running catch, and that'll retire the side. All right, we're going to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll try to get some more post-game interviews, definitely the MVP trophy. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Braves need 3 to equalize. All right, Casey Thornhill is going to try to wrap this up. He'll be facing Chris Harbaugh, Cristondo, and Mathewson. And back at third base, the hard-throwing St. Martin. And back at shortstop is Derek De La Torre after pitching an inning. And at second base is John Wedge. And Andy Weber, of course, back at first base for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Aiden Wedge back in right field. Jake Moulter is still in center field. I'll give you the left fielder here in a moment if I can figure that out. Teddy Weber has caught the entire game. And here's a fly ball into left center field. This is playable for Brian Meyer. So you've got the bottom of the 9th inning defense. Harbaugh 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, hit by a pitch, and he is retired for the first out. Now Austin Cristondo, been on base 2 of the 3 times, including a single, a run scored his last time up. Mathewson is on deck. Casey Thornhill, we mentioned it earlier, he is one of the mainstays of this event, and here's a little looper that's going to be caught by the shortstop, and Derek has the second out. So there's 2 down, and it's up to Mike Mathewson. 9-6 is our score with the Giants on top. A come from behind lead for them, and they are hoping that it will hold up. 2 out, nobody on, and Mathewson takes a strike. I don't know if he's any relation to the Hall of Fame pitcher Christie Mathewson. I couldn't tell you. Strike called. So Thornhill becomes the 4th pitcher used here by the Giants. And manager Jimmy Wells. And Jimmy Wells had a nice game. 2 for 3, an RBI, and a run scored. Thornhill winds, kicks, and deals. And Mathewson fouls it off. Everybody up on their feet here, including some of the players from the next game. The pitch. Breaking ball high and away. The count is even on the left-handed hitting outfielder at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. And he left it high, 3-2. Well, if he can keep it going, you get two guys on, the tying run comes to the plate. Payoff pitch is a line drive base hit up the middle. So that means the tying run comes into the on-deck circle. And we go back to the top of the order, and Danny Quiros, who is looking for his first hit, 0 for 2. A walk, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly his last time up. That one is low and away, ball one. Andy Weber doing a nice job, or check that, Teddy Weber doing a nice job behind home plate. And a ground ball, and that is off the glove of St. Martin down the line, base hit. And so Quiros now 1 for 3, and the tying run does indeed come to the plate, and Ian Humber. Humber, 3 hits, 3 tries until he struck out in the 7th. He's driven in 2. He's had 2 RBI at bats, and he has scored a run. So he's produced 3 runs. And he represents a tying run with the Braves trailing 9-6 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's game 2 of 3, a day at the Coliseum. So Casey Thornhill trying to close it out. And the quick snap throw to first, and quickly back is Quiros. And a strike called. That's a tough pitch. And that's inside ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. And the winning run comes to the plate in Austin Reavy. He chops one foul, and the count evens on the right-handed hitting third place hitter at 1-1. Looking for his first hit. 2 out and the bases loaded, and this one is popped up on the infield. Who wants it? And the catcher, which is a very difficult play. I think the pitcher might have had the best opportunity to make that play. But the count goes to 1-2, 2 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Braves batting, trailing 9-6. Thornhill winds, kicks, and deals. And he threw one, a changeup, and struck him out swinging. And this one belongs to the Giants. That last pitch was clocked at 36 miles per hour on our StatCast radar gun. And a final score, 9-6. Red Gorman is going to be credited with the win. Stay with us. We'll have more as we send it down to the field here at A Day at the Coliseum.
All right, Mr. Aiden Wedge, congratulations for the MVP for Game 2. What do? You come here the first time, you rip a triple, you make some good plays.
Better than this guy.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, so congratulations on this. I want to hear what it was like to play in this pro ballpark.
Oh, dude, I had an amazing experience. I've played in minor league stadiums before, but I've never played like in a professional stadium, and it's nice. And it's really weird. Like when you're up in the stands, the field seems so much bigger, but when you're down on the field, like it's just a baseball field. Like everything, you're just playing the game. That's what it feels like.
Well, you played a good game.
Thank you.
You did a really,
Thank
really
you.
good job, man.
Thank
Fantastic. Yeah. What year are you in?
I'm going to be a senior.
You gonna be a senior?
Yeah.
Sweet. It'll be fun to see you in college.
Thanks.
All right, Papa. Proud Papa, right?
Very proud Papa, yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
So it was a close one between the two of you, actually,
Oh, yeah?
because you had a good game as well.
Oh, well,
you had
thank
that go-ahead.
At least I have
base hit.
that.
Definitely good.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to be playing with your son? It's pretty exciting.
Really cool. Okay, got choked up. As far as baseball experiences go, this is top. This is the top experience I've ever had, so I loved it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Great. Aiden, congratulations, man.
Good job.
Thank you.
Cherish this.
I will.
All right, that's it. All right, I'm sitting here with multiple year veteran manager Jimmy Wells. Jimmy, you've done this a few years already. You put some good teams together, and you got a good victory out of it.
Yes, sir.
Curious, tell me what it's like. What's the experience like, and why do you keep coming back to do this?
Man, that's really a tough question. Just the love of the game, being out here and watching the kids and dads and, all get to play together, I think is really special. And yeah, it's just a great event. And if you like baseball, this is it. Doesn't get any better than this. So.
And who's this little guy?
This is Easton.
Easton.
Yep.
You like baseball?
This is our future MVP in the making.
Baseball fun? Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. All right.
Thanks,
well, congratulations, man, on the
Thank you
win.
very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm here with Casey Thornhill, who got the save for the 9-6 victory, throwing his 36-mile-per-hour eephus.
Right.
Case, tell us a little bit about the experience here, and then I want to talk a little bit more about what happened a few years ago.
Yeah. So nostalgic to be out here, especially to be on the mound and where all the pros have been. It's Dave Stewart, Dennis Eckersley. It's just it's a magical feeling when you're on the mound and just out here. It's just beautiful. This game is beautiful.
That's great. So a few years ago, you had colon cancer,
Yeah.
and I was telling the guys up top when we found out that you did when we were playing again at Sonoma State, you went 4 for 4, and you finished the 9th inning and got a save, and then you spent a couple weeks in the hospital right after that.
Yep.
But tell us about how you recuperated and how you came back from that.
Yeah. It was a fight, and baseball was one of the things that kept me going. And my teammates there for me, coming to the hospital after the games, all dirty and smelly, and telling me how the games went. This was my recovery, just being out here. And since then, I'm married. I got a kid, and life is good. I got no complaints.
Truly an all-star of life, man. For
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, Casey Thornhill, man of men. Should I get on ticker toast? Yeah. So, Red, I think the first time I met you was at this game last year.
Correct. That's
and
correct.
You seem to really enjoy it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And
One
you
of the
came
best
back.
experiences I've had. I mean, just being able to stand in the stadium, like stand in the middle of the field, it's just the feeling you can't describe. Like every time I think about it, like even from last year leading up to this year, I still get chills. Still got everything, and then being out there today, well, I had to get through a few hit batters, but I almost got my limit, so which was nice not to hit the same catcher 3 times.
Yeah, there you go.
So
yeah,
not so
that's
bad.
a good point. Yeah. But standing on that bump, standing on the mound, and looking down at the catcher, I mean, it's like a lot of things going through your head, right?
A million things. No, I think the number one thing is I think about my mom the most, and she can't be here, but she was with me, and she was on my glove, and it was just really beautiful for that whole thing.
Well, great. Well, let's bring your mom back next year.
Let's do it.
Do it again.
Let's do it again.
All right,
Thank you,
buddy.
guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.